morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Michael Forbes. I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul. And today it's about come back to now is the statement. Come back to now. And it's really important to understand what that means, to come back to now. Now is a place in time that exists only where you are in the current moment. And to understand that fully, we're going to walk through some interesting experiences today to give us an opportunity to remember what that is and that we are that which we are seeking to find, which is now. We're going to wait a couple minutes for people to come on. And again, it's going to be very interesting today. Come back to now. We shall see how this goes. Hello, SJ. Good morning. From Lake Superior. That's wonderful. The Great Lakes. The Great Lakes. Hello, Drusilla. Hi, everybody. It's a brand new, beautiful day. It's such a wonderful opportunity to be alive in the human condition. We, as a species, we are more than just these physical bodies, and getting to that awareness is really very important. And the only way to get to the awareness of what you are cannot be done through the body. Although you can use a body as an instrument, as a stepping stone to that, but you cannot get to who you are through the body. You cannot get to who you are through the thoughts in your mind. The only way you can get to who you are is by being able to disassociate your awareness from the body and mind and to stay conscious and aware when you do that. And so we're going to look at that today, what that actually means, getting back to the present moment, getting back to now. You hear all the masters. Buddha talks about the eternal present, and Master Jesus talks about the kingdom of God being here and now. And there are many masters who have different terms for it. Samadhi, enlightenment, bliss, infinite oneness, being at one, whatever term you choose to give the understanding of what you are in the present moment. It's something you can only know through your experience of being it. We use these words and this information to try to communicate the idea, but more so to direct you towards the experience of the idea, because all words will do is distract you from that state of being. That is truly who you are, although the vibration of the information we're communicating contains within it the knowing, the knowledge of that state of being. And that's really important to understand, that vibration. There's a vibration of your being that is universal. There's a vibration of your being that is universal. And to understand that, you have to get away from the vibrations of the senses, the vibrations of the memories, the vibrations of the future possibilities that are mostly based on those memories. A lot of you are still creating a past present or a future past, and not intentionally, because our bodies are hardwired with this knowledge that you've acquired through your 5 physical senses. It's hardwired into the personality of Bob or Melinda or Mary Lou or Betty Boop. All that information is programmed in the system, and it's hardwired in the body. So when the body hears information, it immediately perks up and begins to move into the idea of the information, which distances you from the present moment of who you are. So how do you actually come back to now? There are many, many different processes that have been offered in forms of meditation to getting back to now, and they're all valid in and of their own way. Getting back to now is very simple in truth. Being able to stop your thoughts and disassociate your awareness from them and your body, and to stay aware. This is a challenge that most people face when they begin the process of meditation. Meditation is designed to get you back into the position of being the awareness that is aware of the body, aware of the mind, but you are not distracted or captured by it. It's like a fire engine goes by on the street outside, and you find your attention being pulled to that siren. Or, you see a bunch of people jumping and celebrating, and you find your attention pulled to that. And your awareness then becomes captured by that out there that your senses are tuning into. And the truth is, you are the awareness that is within. You are the observer of what the brain is doing. But most people get captured by it. Most people are imprisoned in their bodies, not liberated through their bodies, but imprisoned by it. Just as many of you are imprisoned by your minds, the information in your head that's been stored through the 5 physical senses. So coming back to now means learning how to disassociate from that information, not get rid of it, to disassociate with it, put it on the shelf for a little while, and to quiet the physical body so that the senses are dormant. I can assure you that when your physical senses are dormant, it does not mean that you will not perceive. In fact, your ability to perceive will expand tremendously, but you will not be distracted or captured by anything unless you so choose to be. For example, if you want to expand your awareness out the confines of your body to, say, the space that's 10 feet behind you, and move your awareness to that space 10 feet behind you, you could do that and still be aware of the body, just not captured by what it's doing. You're not distracted by it. So there is a simple process. Again, meditation is ultimately the simplest process for getting the body still and quiet and the mind still and quiet. And it requires you being aware of keeping it quiet, because your mind will not quiet itself because it's hooked into the senses, and the senses are always alert and active. They're your ears, your eyes, your smell, sense of smell, your sense of taste. They're always on alert. Remember, the body is a fight or flight. Your body is a fight or flight mechanism. It's designed to preserve itself, and it's not who you are. It's just an organism you are inhabiting to gain experience in terms of understanding your own creative potential while you're in a physical form, and how to work with matter while you're here. Once you can get your body senses quiet and dormant, this is what happens to a lot of people. They go into the meditative process, so they get the body and mind quiet and still and so quiet that for the first time they do that, they lose their awareness of being aware. When the body falls asleep, when the mind becomes quiet, the reference point that you have become habitually adapted to, that reference point being your body and the personality that you've been given, when those things are suddenly turned off, the reference point for your self-awareness is no longer there. That's why it's so important to become aware of being aware that the mind is quiet, the body is still, and you are this awareness. And then you want to learn to expand your awareness. And literally, we mean expand your awareness, where you begin to expand your perception of time and space outward, so you can become aware of the structure your body's in. You can become aware of the different sounds that are out there. You become aware of the town or the city, and you literally continue to expand your awareness. It's about being aware of being aware. And then you expand yourself out beyond the confines of what you know on this world, as this physical world, and move into the space between the planets, between the Earth and the Moon. Move your awareness into the space between the Earth and the Moon, and just become aware of that space, and just stay in that space as an awareness, and keep your consciousness aware and present. In the beginning, it'll be challenging, because a lot of people have their body fall ill. The body will drop asleep, and they think they fell asleep. You didn't fall asleep. You simply moved your awareness outside the known framework that you've attached your awareness to. The minute you can move your awareness out of being attached to this and the contents of this, you suddenly move into that which you truly are as an awareness. And it's from that perceptual perspective that you can actually begin to redesign, recreate, and manifest a completely different reality into this physical dimension than the one you're currently existing. Because from the perspective of awareness, you can easily change thoughts, edit thoughts, delete thoughts. You can easily reprogram the body to be healthy and vibrant. You can begin to download new information, idea from experiences and awareness that your body and mind cannot acquire through their 5 physical senses. As an awareness, you are multidimensional. There are realms and spectrums of color and planes of being and dimensions of existence that your body and mind have no capability for interpreting from their senses, because the 5 physical senses are limited to this physical dimension. You, as an awareness, can extend your perception to become aware of these beings on other dimensions, to become aware of your guides, become aware of your angels, to become aware of these other planetary beings that are in the Pleiades, or the Lyrans, or the other beings that are out there. You can extend your awareness to become aware of those things that are beyond your senses' ability to perceive. But in order to do that, you have to bring yourself back to now. Come back to now. Because it's only in this moment that you can still your mind and body. It's only right now that you can actually turn to your mind and have it become quiet and still, so that you can begin to be that which you are, become aware. As a child, when you're first born, you weren't aware of being who you are right now. In fact, children don't even know that they are a Jim or a Mary or a Bob or a Pete. They just crawl around, they move. It gets conditioned into the system, through ears, through facial recognition of what the senses perceive. And the system gets programmed, if you will, by information from the outside coming in. And then you get into this belief that what you need to feel that you are what you are comes from outside. It doesn't. The outside only constructs your personality, but it doesn't construct who you are. Who you are already existed before the personality, and who you are will exist after this finite form and the acquired personality that's stored within it pass away from this dimension. Your awareness will be free to expand or contract automatically or consciously. If you're conscious of yourself as an awareness, if you're conscious of yourself as an awareness, you will not be bound by time and space or the rules of time and space as most people are. So coming back to now, we're going to do a short little event in about 20 minutes on how to actually begin to that process of getting the mind and body quiet. They always tell me it's better to keep it as simple and as straight to the point as possible. If we go into the levels of complexity, that would only satisfy people who like that type of framework in the mind, who need complexity to feel fulfilled or certain. But we like simplicity. So we're going to walk you through a very simple process that you can use on your own outside of this to begin getting yourself into now. Because in the present moment, there is no past, there is no future, there is really only right now. But you get distracted by what you remember and distracted by what might be a result of what you remember. And that's how your body-mind functions. They only function on the information they have until you give them a new set of information. In this case, teaching the mind that it can still function effectively, teaching the body that it's always safe when you're looking out for it, when you're aware of awareness, and you're able to keep your body-mind safe, and it knows you can keep it safe. It will surrender to you. But if your body-mind, if you've got habits, of drinking or drugs or things that harm the body will always remain alert because it's always trying to protect itself from harm. And even though you can teach your body to get used to things that aren't good for it, it will still be now aware of that experience. It prepares itself chemically, physically for experiences that aren't good for it. And that's just the way it's hardwired together. It's the way the Creator made it. And yet you can alter that paradigm by learning to change the way it functions in relation to your awareness. So getting the body and mind and being able to think critically in a brand new way is one of the side effects to getting disassociated from the content of who you've been taught to think you are. Remember, getting disassociated from the content of who you've been taught to think you are does not mean you will reduce your awareness of life or your functionality in life. You will actually increase it. Your capacity to function from an expanded state that can take in more perceptual levels of consciousness will make you more effective as an individual expressing in this physical dimension than the limited information that's stored in your mind about what the world is supposed to be or not supposed to be, or how people are supposed to be or how people aren't supposed to be, or what you should be doing today or what you should be doing tomorrow. When you're outside of that limited framework, there's a whole range of things. You get to incorporate a broader expanse of time, a broader expanse of space into your awareness that you can then bring into the body that will allow you to utilize the body in a greater capacity than you currently can with the existing information stored in your mind and subconscious mind. We're using the word mind right now to mean both conscious and subconscious mind. Most of the information and most of the reactions and responses you have to the world are unconscious. Many of you don't even know why you say or do some of the things you do some of the times, or why some of the people around you say or do some of the things they do around you. Those are all unconscious dynamics. When you're going, why is that happening? It's usually because there's an unconscious thing at play on somebody's behalf. Either they're unconscious or you're unconscious, but your soul will always go, what? when something is unconscious, because your soul does not have the limitations as an awareness that your body mind do organically, but which you can extend through a connection to your awareness. And our guides and angels are constantly trying to bring us back into the present moment. Think of the sequences of numbers. You're walking down the street, suddenly, like big numbers for me that always come up regularly are 11, 11. And it's funny, when sequences of numbers capture my attention like that, it's not the numbers that captures my attention. It's the feeling that my guides and angels are trying to bring me into, which is the feeling of being in the present moment. So all of those synchronicities, all of those events that catch your attention, if you go back to them or capture them as you come into them, go to the feeling that's there when you see 1111 or 1234 or whatever the thing is that works for you, or you suddenly have somebody yelling a message at you across the street. Don't get captured by the phenomena of the message, but recognize what is the feeling that awareness brings to your awareness. What is the feeling that you get brought into when you first experience those synchronicities? Because it's the feeling that they're trying to get us back to, the feeling of here and now. All our guides, all our angels live in the eternal present, in the present now. They just have a greater expanded awareness. They always tell me, we're not better than you. You're not less than us. You are just identified in a localized point of consciousness from which you must liberate yourself. And we will offer you whatever we can in the way of you, giving you a glimpse of that present moment. So the next time you have synchronicities happening, next time those things are going on, don't get caught up in the phenomena. Consider what is the feeling that this sensation, this trigger, this external thing that captured my attention, what is the energy that I'm being given to be aware of within myself? And it's usually to be in the present moment, the joy, the excitement, the bliss, the playfulness of being present. Because everything happens in the present moment. Everything happens from the present moment. And even you can take stuff from your past, and when you put it into your present, then you recreate your past in the present, or you recreate a future based on your past, which is what 90% of the people on the planet are doing. And right now there's people awakening at an alarming rate. People are waking up to this awareness of sensations and feelings, and something's going on, something's changing. And they're not aware yet that there's a great awakening in consciousness happening, where we are having to become detached from what our minds and bodies have been constructing for the last 70,000 years from a perspective of our 5 physical senses. And as we learn to correct that process and get back to the present moment, we get a chance to recorrect or reset our experience of time, space, and matter, instead of replaying out the past in the present and replaying out the past in the present, which we've done far too many times as a species. And now we have that opportunity again to liberate ourselves from that repetitive program of war this time, war that time, economic boom this time, economic bust this time. There's a process of exponential growth that can happen when we get into a place of being in the present moment, being aware of here and now, and being that which you are in the present moment. From there, you can create something completely different than anything you've ever been taught. But you can't create anything new out of what you already know, because what you already know can only give you what you already know, or a variation of what you already know. Only from the present moment can you create anything new in your life. And that's, again, a process. We address that in our courses and classes, where we talk about how to get yourself out of your mind. How do you get into the present moment? And we have a whole process of meditation that we teach that gets people to that place where they begin to understand from their own experience what being in the present moment is for them, how to get their mind and their body still and quiet and peaceful, so that you actually get to hear yourself. You actually can hear for the first time. When your mind and body are quiet, you'll actually begin to hear everything that you don't know that you need to know from that perspective. Wow. So I've got a bunch of beings with me today. I know Metatron's been very strong, and I know the Pleiadians have been hanging out here for a while. And it's really important to understand that these beings do not consider themselves as higher evolved than us. They consider themselves to be more aware of their awareness than we are. They're just more aware, but they don't view it as we are less or they are more. They recognize there's a difference in awareness. It's like, you look at the the rings of a tree, and it shows how the tree ages through life. When the tree is suddenly 10 years old, a tree doesn't look back at when it was 5 years old and then think about what was being 5 years old and how that's going to affect it. It doesn't do that. It just stays in the year it's in. It stays in the place where it's in. It doesn't go back. It doesn't remember experience, although science has measured that experience affects the physiology of a tree. So a very intense winter might turn around and cause the tree bandwidth to be very narrow if the winter is really long, or if the winter is very short, the band of that year, its growth period will be long, so it'll grow more in one year versus another according to the dictates of the environment. But trees are predominantly subjective to environmental conditions. The consciousness within them is not. But the tree physiologically is subjective to environmental conditions exactly the same way that your physical body is. And that's important to understand. Thank you. I had Bogmilla. Wow, Bogmilla, thank you for that donation of $5. Any messages from my father, Florian? First I get this leaping up in my heart, like literally leaping up. When you reach out to someone you love that's not in the physical dimension, if you are mindful to what you're asking for, if you pay close attention, you can feel a system in your awareness respond to them. This might sound strange to you, Bogmel, but he's saying something about prayer, something about praying for something, but he's not saying it in like a religious way. It's true. He's saying pray. It's not like something you're asking or praying. Asking that you've been asking for this for some time. And he says, I have been answering you. He's saying something about these stars, little tiny, like, those little sparkly stars, little gold stars. He's saying he answered you with a star. He answered you with a star. Again, I don't know what that means or where that happened or how that unfolds, but that's what he's communicating. He's answered you with a star. And he will answer you with a star again. Lots and lots of love. Lots and lots and lots of love. More than words. More than words. More than thoughts. He says, if you are aware, you can feel him now. He's literally got his hands upon the sides of your head right now. Can you feel him now? And he wants you to be mindful of that and to feel the feeling. He says the feeling is more important than any word that we could share. And he wants you to feel that. That's very beautiful. Thank you for volunteering that request. That's a wonderful thing to ask for, that type of connection and communion. But lots and lots and lots and lots of love. Thank you, Bogmilla. Let us know about the star or stars to come as well. But wow, just stay with. He's saying, stay with me. He's saying, stay with me, meaning the feeling, sensation you're experiencing right now. He says, just stay with me in that. We are one in that. That is always with us. He's saying your heart is warming. He said that you have a warm heart. Thank you. It's funny. It's the first time anybody's parent ever presented themselves. Again, when you learn to connect to multidimensional beings, it really changes who you are as an awareness. It changes what you begin to believe. And all you have to do is articulate the mind and body to be aware differently than what it is habitually. You've got to retrain it to be what you need it to be while you're in this physical dimension. And that takes your awareness to be able to say, you want it to think this, you don't want it to think that. You want it to act, the body to act this way, you won't let the body act this way. You have to begin to assert your conscious control over what the body is habitually been trained to do. If it's been habitually trained to eat bad foods, or if it's habitually trained to sit around all the time and not exercise properly, it will not train itself. Your body is an animal. Animals are basically eat, sleep, procreate. You have to retrain your body. You have to retrain your mind through the use of your awareness, applying your awareness to training them to think and act the way you ideally want them to for their ultimate good. Because your body will just eat and sleep whatever makes it feel good. And if it likes the taste of sugar, it's going to eat the taste of sugar. It's going to eat sugary things just because it likes the taste, but that's not good for it because it produces acids. Acids produce other different things in the body. So when you get to a place where you start to assert your will over the body and mind, you start to get clarity. You can start to open up your awareness to these different planes of consciousness where these beings, there is no death. There's only a transformation in consciousness, a movement of energy from physical time space to a non-physical time space. And if you have your awareness aware when you leave the form, you will still know you exist. A lot of people, when they leave the body, become unconscious, but they are still awareness. They're just not aware that they're aware because their reference point for self-identity was the body mind exclusively. And virtually almost all of the people on this planet have been going through that process over and over and over again, desperately trying to break free of this attachment to the identity of the body mind and liberate themselves back to the unlimited capabilities that you have as an awareness. But that's what happens to a lot of people. They leave the body, but they're not aware that they are the awareness. They think that the body mind. So when the body mind ceases to function, the point of perception of your awareness vanishes too. So you're not aware that you are aware, though you still exist, but you're not aware. And that's what Master Jesus called purgatory. Being in a state where you are aware, but you're not aware you're aware. You're a being not aware that you're being. So really, it places an importance on the value of understanding how to cultivate an awareness of yourself, the awareness of yourself as the awareness of yourself. And it takes time to get the mind and body still and quiet, and then to stay aware when it is. Because in our meditations, we still have students that occasionally think they've fallen asleep when we take them into a very deep place of consciousness where they're no longer attached to this. They suddenly think they've fallen asleep, and they haven't. They merely lost their reference point, that they've become accustomed to it. So you have to build this reference point of awareness. You have to build this reference point of awareness consciously beyond the body mind. And meditation is the simplest, most effective way to do it. I mean, there are other ways that people do it spontaneously, where people suddenly jump up and down, and you're in a moment of excitement. You're in the present moment of that physical reality, and your awareness is in the joy of that moment. But when that moment passes, suddenly you're in the moment of the next moment, and you've forgotten that which you were in that instant. So meditation ultimately is the simplest and most effective tool. For some of you, it's going to be more difficult than others because your minds are going blah, 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 or you're thinking about this, and really training that stuff that goes on in your head is not you. When you're lying in bed, I know there's a few of you out there who have difficulty going to sleep at night. When you're lying in bed at night, your mind's going blah, 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 that is not who you are. That is information running on autopilot in your subconscious mind, because at night, the external distractions disappear, and suddenly you become aware of the subconscious distractions that are going in there. What you've watched during the day, what you've experienced in the day, those things are going on. Then you become aware of them. You say, oh, holy crap, what's all this stuff going on inside me? I can't sleep. It makes me uncomfortable. That's because you don't realize you can actually quiet it down. And they gave us a really simple technique for quieting your mind. When you're lying in bed at night and you're trying to get to sleep, literally take your left index finger, put it to your lips, and just make that sound. Do it right now. Watch what happens in your mind if you just do that. And when your mind is guided to be a little quieter, you actually feel peace. And peace is just the first step towards bliss. Peace feels nice, but bliss is pretty amazing. And getting to that means once your body and mind are quiet and you are still aware, then you can begin to expand your awareness out. Then you can begin to explore the question, who is this I, this awareness? Where did I come from? And when you start asking questions outside of the framework of the mind and body, you get different sensations than your body will provide you. So your body can only provide you sensations from the 5 physical senses. but your awareness is not bound by the 5 physical senses. So when you're thinking a thought as an awareness, you're going, where is this awareness of that is me coming from? And all of a sudden, for me, I suddenly feel like I'm all things connected. I feel like I'm connected to all things. When I ask that question, that's a sensation I get. Again, a sensation of instantaneously being connected to all points of time and space. And it's a sensation, an awareness. And I feel great joy because now I feel more whole. And it's an interesting sensation that you must discover and experience for yourself. But you have to first train this and this to be still. Bring your awareness back to now. Bring the body-mind back to now. Because once they're in the present moment, there is nothing else in the present moment. The present moment does not have a past. It does not have a future. It only has what is now. And what is now is now. Unless you're letting your senses look around. Oh, there's that light shining in my eye. There's a camera in front of you. If you let your senses start impeding in the present moment, then you'll lose it again. So you have to train the body mind. No, you're not going to focus on that right now. I'm going to stay quiet. You can use your breath to do that. Use your breath to bring yourself back. And it's going to take you some time, but I promise you, it's well worth it. When you have a quiet mind, you can actually start to hear, and you can actually start to think about what you really want. Most of what you think you want is based on what you've been told or read in books. Most of what most people want isn't what they really want. It's why there's so many people so unhappy on the planet, because most of what they think they want isn't what they really want or need. It's what they've been conditioned to think, feel, or believe that they really want and need. And once you get past what you've been taught to think you believe you need, then you start to come to where you are and what you actually want and need as an awareness. Thank you for that $1.99 donation, Yvette. Thank you for that $5 donation, Bezalel. I appreciate that. Question. In my astral travel, I experienced a planet that was split with pure sunlight and desert. The other was dark to moon, tropical. Can you expand? This is really fascinating. I'm really glad you brought that up. It's important to understand that the moment your awareness captures a reality, you are creating it. The minute something comes to your awareness and you give it attention, your awareness, which is not limited by time, space, and matter, your awareness, once you get captured by something in your awareness, then the moment you start to perceive it, your awareness begins to organize energy, which is called emotion. Emotion is the 5th state of energy. Your awareness, the minute you perceive something and capture it, your awareness begins to organize it into an actual physical reality. This is one of the reasons why people who get an image like Nikola Tesla, when he 100 years ago was saying, there'll be a day when I can talk to people from this side of the world onto the other side of the world, without any wires. And that's 100 years ago, right? And here we are, talking to people all over the world without any wires. The minute any reality is conceived in any human mind, it becomes a possible reality in time space, whether it's this time space or another. So you've actually either tapped into the creation of another awareness, another aspect of your awareness, or you've actually just manifested a new reality, a new creation out of the energy of your being. You're directing emotional energy. What they're telling me is you need to go to those two places, the two sides. Go to the energy of the light and the other energy of the other side and experience each. Become aware of your experience of each. These contrasts in that manifestation will be beneficial for you to bring back to this realm to understand how you can use these contrasts as an awareness to understand which one is more supportive in your perceptual ability to create an existence in the form that you are in right now on this dimension. It is important to understand that you want to gain experience. You only manifest things that you need. You never manifest anything you don't need. Yes. Can I paraphrase that? Yes. So go from one side to the other of that manifestation that you created and feel the energy of each. And then I would also suggest feel the energy of the whole thing. So feel the energy of one, feel the energy of the other, then feel the energy, the vibration of the whole, because it's a manifestation of what you've done as awareness with emotional energy, and you've manifested it for a reason. So you want to capture the energy, the vibration, the feeling of it, bring it into your awareness, and you can download the sensation of that awareness into the body-mind. And once you download that awareness into your body-mind, it begins to transmit or be broadcast into this time space as the corresponding manifestation that would be in this physical dimension. So let us know how that resonates for you, and do that process. Go into those two places, as they said. Go to those two aspects and go into the whole. So one side, the other side, and then the whole as a feeling, and then bring that feeling back into your body mind, and let your body mind receive that energy so that it gets new information, and from that new information it can express that information as a behavior, as a manifestation, as a creative process, or whatever it will be through your mechanism, as the energy that you bring through. Because remember, we as awareness organize emotional energy. We organize emotional energy. Emotion is the fifth state of energy. We organize it. Wow, lots of questions here. And welcome everyone. Welcome all the new viewers. I want to say thank you for showing up. Your support of this by showing up is really important. Please remember to like this video while you're watching it. It's really helpful. And let's see here. I'm going to scroll up and see if I've missed a bunch of questions. Let's see. Good morning. Question. Susanna, William, could you tell me if my angels and or guides have a message for me, please? I want to say something to all of you. Your guides and angels always have a message for you if you ask. And because you've asked, you will always receive. For some reason, they're saying you need to focus in your meditation. You need to focus here. What they call the third eye is actually the pineal gland in your brain. They want you to focus there and really put your awareness into that place of the body. And there you will begin to receive images and inspiration that they've been trying to give to you through earthly ways, through little hints and signs around you. But you'll get the clarity of the images that you seek from us in that place, in your meditation. And if I would add to that too, if you're going to try to access the pineal gland as they've just suggested, get a brain map that shows you exactly where the pineal gland is located in the brain, so you can move your awareness to that point and become aware of that organ. The pineal gland is the organ that lets us communicate from this dimension with our awareness and access multi-dimensions that we can download into matter, time, and space. So you can access the antenna from the physical dimension to the non-physical dimensions and other realms that you can download information through. Very fascinating stuff. Thank you for that question. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Manoj is saying, since the last 2 days, I've been trying to be in the present moment. Could you please ask Jesus how I'm doing, and any advice for me? The first word that pops into my mind from them is stop trying. You're putting effort into it. If you're putting effort, you're trying to get somewhere other than the present moment. If you're trying to go somewhere to get to something, you are not being in the present moment. Use your breath and the silence in your mind and be in that for a while. And then be around that for a while. Yes. He's saying if you have some understanding of what love feels like, you want to be in that vibration. For love is an unending vibration of infinite good that you can connect to. It expands into eternity as you do. But really, yes. He's saying to tell her to be very still and quiet in body and mind. Do not put effort into, just simply be in the present moment. You will know when you feel it, because you will feel relief and you will feel peace, and your body will be at ease and your mind will be quiet, and quieter still as you become aware when you see that first moment. When you perceive that first moment of peace and you focus on that, it will grow. You will feed it. You will nurture it. He says you are very close. You're very close to doing that, but you must stop the effort. Stop putting the effort to trying. Stop trying to do it. Just literally relax the body. Keep it still and quiet. The only thing you need to actually do is every time the mind and body try to capture your attention, bring them back to this moment. Like breathe and relax. Your thoughts start going on, let them go. Be still. Focus on silence. Focus on silence and quiet and stillness. And you'll find that it'll get easier. And then you learn to expand your awareness. Then you start to become aware of the awareness, incorporating your awareness around your body. Because your body is actually held together by the electrical energy that you, as a sentient consciousness, maintain around it. Your soul, and a lot of what I'm saying, they do not have the instruments to measure a lot of the things that I'm saying. But in the next 10 years, they will have instruments to actually measure the toroidal field around your body and the awareness of your awareness and how you dynamically maintain it, right? We maintain these bodies, but the minute you leave the body, it literally ceases to function because you are an electrical being. You're a being of pure energy, and that energy is what animates the body. And you get your energy from source, and so on and so forth. And never-ending cosmic chain of love and compassion throughout eternity. Okay. Susan, yes. Question from Mary Gould. Who was the female being with a red sweater with white polka dots who came to me as I was falling asleep? Does she have any guidance for me regarding today's topic? Thank you. Well, the first thing she's saying is the key was the bright colors. The colors are very important for you. That in your aspiration to be in the present moment, color is very suitable for you. Strong colors that contrast will disable your mind from trying to figure out what it is you are doing. Your mind cannot perceive things the same way when it is just a single color, but choose a stark color like pure red or pure white or pure black, but choose one color and stay with that color. And your mind will become still because it has nothing to activate it. That's a really great idea. I like that. So yeah, that's a really wonderful tool. So you can pick a single color or single idea and hold that in your imagination and just keep that one color, your mind focused on that one color. And then as long as it's there, it's got nothing to think about. Once your body's quiet, then it's just getting the thoughts going on in the conscious and subconscious mind. Because when your senses become quiet, you'll suddenly become aware of all the stuff going on in your subconscious mind, especially in meditation, especially if you're beginning meditation. You're getting relaxed, the body's getting relaxed, you're starting to get a little quiet, and all of a sudden you're blah, 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 and you start to become aware of the subconscious the exact same way you become aware of the subconscious when you go to lie down in bed. Then all the stuff from your subconscious suddenly becomes aware because the senses aren't externally distracted. So you become internally aware of what's still going on in the subconscious. So you want to give the mind a focus that doesn't give it anything to be triggered by. What happens when you become aware of the stuff going on, you start giving attention to the stuff in the subconscious mind. Why am I feeling this way? And all of a sudden you're keeping those things active. The minute you give something in your subconscious mind attention, you actually bring it and keep it more active. And then you keep it aware. And I can't get rid of this feeling. And when I can't get rid of this feeling, and you're referring to this feeling. And you literally have to say, use that, what they just suggested to Manoj. Literally focus on a single color, white, black, red, turquoise. Focus on something that your mind can't make anything out of, right? Or it can make very little out of. Can see the color red, but what else? The mind might then suddenly go, oh, red sunsets, and then you choose something else. But you want to choose something that your mind can't get activated by. I use the feeling of space, just feeling the space between objects, the space between the planets, the space between my molecules and blood cells, and I feel that space. And that gets my mind really quiet because there's nothing in space, just my awareness. Well, lots of questions. Hello, Alan. Alan from Vancouver. Wonderful to have you here. When I do something, Pooja's asking, hi, when I do something to achieve a goal, I always have to struggle and suffer a lot. And the outcome of my suffering is not satisfactory to me. So I want to ask where I am going wrong. Well, it's obvious to us you need to decide on what outcome you really do want, that your outcome should be joyful and delightful and delicious, and be very clear on that feeling for you we would suggest that if you understood what that would feel like to have that result already, then you're well on the way to creating that result. But if you've gotten used to anticipating the suffering, then you will continue to recreate that which you've anticipated. For what you anticipate, you will create into the present moment, which creates it into your future past. So you end up creating the future before you get there. So anticipate the joy, anticipate the excitement and the possibilities. Be in that energy. They're saying a week. If you can do that for a week, stay in the excitement of how it would be if it came out the way you really wanted, to stay in the excitement of that for a week, you'll see changes happening in that. That outcome will change. It's very fascinating, very simple. I like it. They're always simple. I love their explanations. They're always simple and straight to the point. Yes, Naveed. This is a question worthy of answering, they're saying. So I'm going to do this. Naveed is asking, can I ask Archangel Michael on why I dreamt of my pet dog in a cradle? What is it supposed to represent? And what should I know about my pet dog? It has nothing to do with your pet dog, he's saying. This has to do with you recognizing that your pet dog is your body and your mind, and you must put it to sleep so that you can hear us and see us and work with us as you intended to. Put your mind and body to sleep in a cradle and let your mind and body sleep and let yourself awaken. Wow, great. I love that. Patricia, 1111. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Question from Nicole. I've been feeling a wonderful tingly sensation in my root chakra in my meditation. Who is with me? These are there's a combination of fairies and brownies, and these are very, very playful beings that are trying to get you to go out into a forest. They need you to go out into a forest. If you can find a forest, go into a forest. They're saying you'll feel that sensation increase, but then you'll also feel us around you, as long as you're mindful of that sensation. That sensation is the awareness that you need to have in order to perceive them in this physical dimension. So go out into a forest and become aware of that sensation. They're saying that it will increase. So go out in the forest, allow yourself to connect that energy and sense and feel them around you. You'll feel their energy around. They're beautiful beings. I met some forest fairies when we were out in Newfoundland. The very first time I encountered forest fairies. This was about 2 days after Norma's mother came to me. It was the day I reborn into this realm of channeling, and they came to me. They're the most beautiful beings. They really are. And again, they'll come in the shape and form. For me, they come as lights, like yellow and gold and green and blue. They come to me as lights. For others, they might come. You can actually describe and tune into the form that energy represents. Right? Very fascinating. Let us know how that goes. Hello, Alan. Thank you for that $3 donation. I really appreciate that. Are star seeds real? If so, am I one? Yes, these are real phenomena that each and every individualized soul is one of these things. Your experience in time, space, and matter is not localized to the one in which you find yourself now. Although you have localized your awareness here as an experience, please understand that you have other areas in which you planted your awareness or aspects of your awareness. Enjoy each one. Enjoy the one you have now, for it is only temporary. You will go into other areas where you plant your awareness into the earth of matter. Wow, I like that. That's cool. The idea that we plant our awareness into the realm of matter. Star seeds. I love that. I really love that. Thank you so much. I've never heard that description before. Thank you for asking that question, Alan. I really appreciate that. Yvette is asking, good morning, William. Should I focus on O and O Academy or DK course or both? It's funny. I personally get an immediate closing in the chest area, which for me, from a 3D perspective, usually means a no for me. But ask yourself, like, go inside and ask yourself, which of these Do I need either of these or both of these? If you've got an and, you're going to be fine. If you're choosing, that's what it is. If you're choosing one or the other, you're going to create conflict. What if you choose both? What if you find a way to do both? Do that and that. One of the things they also taught me was get rid of the word or out of your vocabulary and replace it with the word and. Do this and this. It immediately releases conflict from your mind, and your energy becomes liberated. Because we are not limited beings. We are unlimited potential beings. And when we start saying, oh, this or this, we actually start to limit our capabilities. When you go this and this, and it's what high functioning individuals do. Elon Musk didn't just do PayPal. He did PayPal, and then he went on to Tesla, and he went on to SpaceX, and he's going into all kinds of other things, batteries and stuff. There's an and. He does this and this and this. And highly creative and effective individuals on this planet do not do either or. They do this and this and this and this and this. Use the word and. When you're trying to make a decision about something you want to do, use the word and you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish, because you liberate energy. If you're going either or, you're trapping energy. You're trapping your energy. But when you're going this and this, you liberate your energy. And then the decision-making process becomes much easier. There we go. Thank you so much for that question. How are we doing time-wise here? We got 8 minutes, so I want to do this activity they've talked about. So we're going to do something really, really simple for everybody today that they said it'd be very effective and easy for you to begin to liberate your awareness from your mind and body. And it's not going to be difficult. It's going to be very simple. Like, remember, the minute you take a breath with your body, you are asserting your awareness over it. And when you hold your breath, you're still holding your authority over the body. When you exhale, you're still maintaining the control of the body. And this, first and foremost, you're training the body to be what you need it to be right now. So take a couple of slow, deep breaths right now and just allow yourself to feel that you're directing the activities of your body right now. Let the breath in. Hold it. And slowly exhale. Now you're directing the activity of your body. Notice when you exhale, your body automatically relaxes. It's an automatic function that you can leverage to get your body quieter quicker. So you breathe in. Hold your breath. And breathe out slowly. Feel how the body automatically relaxes on the exhale. You're releasing tension from the body when you exhale. That action asserts an energy over the body that is yours. You're training the body to be still just through that process of being conscious of breathing in, holding, exhaling, and feeling the body relax automatically. It does it automatically. You watch animals when they go to lie down, they'll often go, all animals do this when they lie down, because they're releasing the tension from the body, so it's going into a more relaxed state. But we get to this as humans. We can be conscious and deliberate about that process. No animal on the planet is deliberately going, breathing in, holding its breath, and releasing. Animals don't do that. We can do that because we are not the body. We are directors of it. So practice that breath and feel that process of letting the body go into a more relaxed state. You'll also notice that as on the exhale, you'll also notice that the mind starts to become a little quieter, because whatever you do with the body will affect the mind. Whatever you do with your mind will affect the body. And remember, you're the one directing it. You're the one directing the body to breathe in, hold, and release. And each breath like that will train the body into a deeper, relaxed state. And you can hold your breath longer and deeper. You'll find out what works best for your body. I find training my body to hold the breath longer, because the body will go into an instinctual process. If you hold your breath long, if it starts to get, what? I'm not breathing. It starts going, and you stay with it for a few extra seconds, and then you let it go. And you're training your body then to trust you. You're not going to suffocate it, right? Because it's afraid you're going to suffocate it. When you breathe in and hold your breath, it thinks it's going to suffocate, right? So you want to train it that it can trust you, that it's not going to die. You're going to breathe, hold it, and relax. And as you continue that, your body becomes familiar with you teaching it to let go. And in that same process, your mind begins to become quieter. And when the body's relaxed and you find the body muscles are relaxed and it's there, then you want to turn your attention to the thoughts. And you want to do the same thing with the thoughts. You just want to make that sound in your mind. It's okay. Be still. Be quiet. Speak very gently and kindly to the mind. And if you've got emotion, a lot of emotions going on, stay with it. If you've ever watched dogs that have been abused, that are being rescued, watch how these rescuers are with the dog that's terrified. And the rescuers love it, and they continually give it care and love. They give it food, they shelter it, and within a couple of days, the dog is like happy and friendly. Your mind and body are like an animal. So when you're treating it in that tone of voice, it's okay. You can be safe and relaxed right now. We're just going to be quiet and still. You're perfectly safe. I'm with you. You're totally fine. I love you. Every time your mind will start to trust you as well. So now you teach the body to become quiet, and you teach your mind to become quiet. And then when that starts to happen, then there's another step that we're not going to go into today. But this is the beginning. Take that simple process of learning to communicate with the inner chatter differently. Let it know you're going to take care of it. You're going to watch over it while you teach it to be still and quiet, because it will not do this on its own. You have to train your mind and body to do this. It won't do it by itself. It's an animal. It's just going to do what animals do automatically. It smells food. Oh, I'm going to go get that. Here's a sound. Oh, I'm going to listen to that. You have to train it. No, be still. It's okay. Those sounds aren't going to hurt you. You're perfectly safe. Yeah, we heard that fire engine go by, and you're perfectly safe. And your body and mind, over a period of time, start to trust you more and more. They start to surrender to you. Then they start to become your servant, and they're no longer your master. And for some of you, it'll take a bit longer and a little bit more effort to go, it's okay, I promise. But, no, I promise you, I love you. I'm going to take you. You're safe here. We'll close the doors if you need to. It's quiet and still. And it's going to take time and patience on your part to get that first part of the process locked in so that you're aware of the body mind surrendering to you, and you can feel that. And there's a feeling of like when you go into the silence that comes when your mind starts to go, okay, I'll be quiet. If you say so, I'm safe. There's a feeling that begins to emerge. You start to feel it as an energy in your body where your body feels lighter. You'll feel the energy around your body begin to expand, and you'll feel a sense of peace that begins to emerge in your awareness. You become aware that you are not all those thoughts, that you are the peace that you are seeking. And again, this is just a first step, and it's going to be in preparation for tomorrow, because tomorrow on Supernatural Saturday, we're going to be doing a meditation to take all of the energies that have been transmitted and received by all of us for these 5 days, and we're going to articulate that into our biological system, so our brain and our body can integrate these energies, and that your awareness can integrate those energies as an awareness, and that you can begin to use this energy more effectively. The awareness of expanded consciousness, the awareness of being able to direct the activities of your mind and body and not be subjective to the 5 physical senses in the way you have been up to this point. And so tomorrow's meditation is going to be predominantly centered on achieving that goal of getting you to an awareness that your mind and body are really just your servants and not your master, that your past is past, and the only thing that you can really be and do is here in the present moment. And you can manifest and create anything from this moment forward. But in order to know that, you have to be able to let the past be past. Or as Master Jesus says, let the dead bury the dead. That's what he always tells me. The past is the dead. Let the dead bury the dead and be here and now in the glory of the Creator. Or the glory of God, if you prefer that word. Or the glory of the Great Spirit. It's here and now. And tomorrow I look forward to seeing all of you there for the meditation. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Like the video. Also, if you want to book a reading with me, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. You can book a reading with me if you want to do a one-on-one session. You can also maybe be interested in taking our courses and classes in mediumship we have a 3-tiered program: Mediumship 101, Mediumship 102, intermediate level, and Mediumship 103, advanced level. And it's a course designed to take you on the journey of tapping into your guides and angels and higher dimensions of awareness and being, and learning how to be a medium, learning how to find out who you really are and how to articulate that awareness of who you are into the meaningful purpose that you intentionally came here to give the world. You came here to give yourself to this world in a way that only you can. But in order to understand that, you have to remember who you are. And you're not who you've been taught to think you are. That's just a construct. And our goal here is to get people and awaken the billion people on the planet that are awakening right now, to get them to be aware. And you can come and learn that in the courses and classes, that process, and understand it. And go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, all the information and details, and you can register for the courses there. And I apologize for not being able to get to all your questions. As you know, it's getting busier, and we'll do the best we can. I think we might have 1 minute left. Do we? Oh no, it's 11:01. Yeah, ones and zeros are the other things that I get to. I want to say thank you to everybody for all your support here today. If you also want to support my work, you can become a member of my Patreon page, which is www.patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And you can become a Patreon and get exclusive offers there, where you can ask a personal question each month and get your guides and my guides to channel the answer to you. You can also be part of the live private Q&A that we do on the 7th day of this at 7 p.m. every month. You'll also be entered into a draw to win a free reading with me once a month, which we will be doing the draw, I think, in the next couple of days. And it'll be the second time we've done the draw. So yes, you can support this work and this teaching this way. And I want to say much love to all of you. It's a real pleasure and an honor to serve you guys. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time when I see you. Much love.